We are live.
Yay!
We're in the starting soon screen, but we are live.
I live!
Liver.
We month anniversary.
Liver. Levi.
Or something. Shut up.
And scene. Wait for everything to load. Cool, we're actually in, like, good scan.
I didn't even say anything because I didn't process.
Welcome to
Peace.
Roleplay Rants.
Put it on my tab.
Roberts!
Alright, give me uno momento, so I'm gonna do a few other things
On
too.
pages now?
80s style.
Can I send you a message?
No.
There, I'll just
Emma?
Nothing talking to you for. But unfortunately, Tyr will not be able to guest star here.
Oh no.
Ah.
But it is what it is.
Oh, I can't get it.
What was the significance
Come up
behind
on
this
my-
person joining?
He's one of the admins,
Ah.
Yeah.
and
Right now it says that we're offline on that.
Okay.
Anyway, did we let our pages know?
Yes.
yes.
Okay.
All right, who we got watching? We got Fluff.
Hi.
Well, it is a. People will pop in as I go. I know Kayla and everything are RPing because they've been trying to do stuff with Kide for a while. But
She never did answer me about.
Try sending her a
Duh.
PM.
Well,
I guess,
Wisebot's here. We can always count on Wisebot.
oh, Wisebot. All right.
It's like Tom.
oh yeah. like Tom, the first and always, sometimes only friend you ever get in MySpace.
Squeeze, squeeze,
Ah,
I hear noises.
Yeah.
Squishy cheek noises.
shut up.
I will doubly note, triply, maybe quadruply note that we are live.
Yeah, fluff.
It's called trying to draw in a crowd.
right.
Oh,
I
you're
didn't.
trying to draw a crowd then.
It's live performance pieces.
Huzzah. Which, that reminds me, I know you did that, but did you do the thing?
I think.
She asked me hostage
No, you didn't.
What, the time?
You didn't.
Oh, I didn't add it ever.
Yeah.
Shit. My bad.
Shut up, fuck. Character development, that's what we're talking about.
Character development.
Yeah.
Ah!
The how to and how not to. Case in point of a not to, Mary Sue's.
If we had a nickel for every time Mary Sue's got brought up on this stream, I think we wouldn't need to stream anymore.
That's some chicken.
We probably.
I'm used.
There's something sticky on my thing. But let's see. Fluff. What? How do you say your character development went? More or less with Fluff, basically.
Painfully.
Well,
That about sums it up.
Yeah.
oh,
But
straightforward to the point.
I mean, I think the way that Fluff as a character developed is over time the way I needed to use them in the story changed. And
Yeah.
and that also coincided with them needing to up their game within the setting, which was convenient. So I came up with ways to push them forward in a way that made sense. Pardon the made pun there. But yeah. So I figured, well, I like Eldritch horror. I like things like Lovecraft and like the little bits of Skyrim where you go to the realm of Hermes Mora. So I figured it'd be fun to add a little bit of that fluff, considering that their mistress uses very chaotic magics, so they might have unexpected results.
Casting magic, I don't know why.
Casting magic, and I don't know why.
It's the power of religion.
Well, I actually do remember you explaining like the origin of Fluff was just like a random dead boy or something like that was just found.
Yeah, but after I think it was when Providence was destroyed, by Miro, Magician had found Dead Boy in the ruins, and she was like, I'm going to practice something with my magic to see the extent of how powerful it is in this situation. And so she basically used her magic to force some of her life essence that she was using into this being and make them her slave.
Yeah. And then...
Although, funny enough, you'd think, oh, this person was rendered dead during a giant war that this Miro guy started. No. The explanation for why they were so happy and willing to serve was because they were killed in the crossfire of a firefight by the rebel forces, and they were a little bitter.
Rebel scum.
Rebel scum. Yes. So when they found out that they had an opportunity to get back at those assholes, they said, okay.
And that's
And
how
really-
that's how we had the Dark Council start with the Dark Tower and all that.
The other interesting bit is that Fluff's habit of eating meat and corpses actually arose from one of Magicia's things, about how she takes life forces from people.
Oh, right.
And so, well, there's all these bodies lying around. I need someone to take care of that. I have an idea. You eat them. Shh. I remember the very first time you were just like, shove.
And
Did
then
you like
create more
shove a
fluffs
body
by...
into their mouth or something?
Someone killed some NPCs. Magician's like, I have an idea. Fluff, go. Shove.
No. Yeah. Oh man, I remember my character development. I mean, I've explained how I develop my characters multiple times already. With the old world style of development, which is basically, which Pages somewhat negates how that works a bit, but the original thing for old world style is you make a character who's normal. I made Sicky originally with the original Realms of the Citadel,
Right.
who was just a dude with a cane, a hidden cane blade that knew a little bit of illusion magic, and that was it. Like, you create a character, they have a set number of skills and, you know, a decent ability or whatever, and, you know, starting equipment. And basically, the longer the character lives, as a character, the stronger they become. You pop into the music.
I can hear Disturbed in the background, so I'm like...
See, if I don't get it, don't you think about it?
But it's like...
Blades on your ass, bitch.
and-
Blades on your ass. Here I come. I'm dropping plates, and I'm dropping plates in it.
That's wasteful of plates.
Sweet Winters! Hey, I know who that is.
Hello.
Welcome to the
Yeah, I got it.
stream!
Hi,
Hi,
guys.
Weary.
Welcome.
But yeah, how I started Sicky out is, you know, he's you know, simple dude with simple abilities and a simple weapon. And if that character dies, that character's dead. You start over and make a new one. Like, but I was smart enough to keep him alive for 20 years to the fact that he's where he is now.
Happy 20th birthday! I don't have my kazoo.
But of course, like, the big issue with these type of characters is people will, like, call, like, oh, you're a god modder, or you're OP, and I was like, no, I just know my character very well, and I've developed him over 20 years of play.
When you stick to a character, it's almost like, you know, when you're playing in a video game. It's like you play it long enough, you eventually reach a point where you can just dominate everything.
Yeah.
You kind of earn it.
Tier's trying to get in.
Oh, Tier?
Uh-huh.
Hold on.
Surprise!
Let him in!
Let me in.
Use Tier, mention my stream, right?
Yeah.
And I have cast lock on.
General. I Actually, that kind of works like a good name there. General. We're making up a character right here on the spot.
General.
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 But yeah, but the thing, Pages usually runs into like people who like create their characters fully fleshed out like right on the spot. But as soon as Tier gets in here,
We shall.
See, I find that there's like two ways that you can really approach a character in general, and there's pros and cons to both. A lot of the time I see people say that they want like full bio and backstory already preset for a character, or you just kind of set it up and roll with them and see where the story takes them, and you develop them as you go.
yeah.
And there's, like I said, there's like pro and con to both.
I'm sorry.
Tier, let me in.
Most of the time, whenever I make a character, I try to give them some slight backstory, but I've never been too big an advocate of the full like bio and background. It feels like you're showing. First of all, maybe you don't have the character that fledged out in your mind already.
Yeah.
You're exposing a lot of information about the character that if other people can't roleplay well, they don't know what to do with that information properly. And lastly, it's like it kind of eliminates some of the potential to develop the character a different way.
Yeah.
Because now you've created this bio that you're kind of stuck with.
Well, there's nothing wrong with like. Oh wait, hold up. I got Tier. Bam, bring him in. Hello, Tier.
Arrived.
Hello.
Okay, Tier's here. This is our guest for the night. We just got done. we just got done explaining like a few like do's and don'ts. But now that you're here, please introduce yourself.
Oh, hello. They all know me as Sherlock McBain, or Tier, as everyone else calls me. On Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, I am the Kilted Gamer of Kilted Gamer Media. I'm an admin on Roll Pages with. I love writing with these people. They're amazing writers.
Aw.
But there's a bunch of glue eaters on the site. Gonna be honest.
Yeah.
I'm having a drink, so my filter might be a little
You're fine.
up there.
There is
I will
one
be
in the cupboard.
Go, wifey, be free.
I will be discussing this drink on my stream. For those who watch my streams, I do what I call a beer minute now. It's a new thing that me and my friends decided to do for the stream, and I discuss whatever drink we're having or something related to the drink.
Best minute of the day.
I would make sure we put
It
up a
is.
link or something to.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely put up a link
Yeah.
on there.
Yes. And we'll also be sure to add a link in the description when we re-upload this to the YouTube channel for unlockable content.
Yes.
All right. I can give you the links to my other my YouTube and stuff as well.
Yes.
Sweet. Yeah. Just be
I upload on there, yeah.
DM that to me and I'll.
Mutual
Well,
support.
What? But
By the power of friendship.
So do's and don'ts. One of my biggest. I want to say one of my biggest don'ts. Try to avoid copyrighted characters. Try to avoid characters
Talk about that. Yeah.
did not make.
Yeah,
just-
the
just,
OC
like,
versus non-OC. Yeah.
Yeah, make an OC. Like, if you love a character, take what you love about that character and make it your own. Make something new and unique and beautiful from it. Because, like, I've seen people who've taken concepts that are very familiar, but make something so drastically different, so new, that it's still its own thing.
Yeah.
Like, if it's based in a universe, as long as it's an OC, like, I see it better as a writer, as long as you're making something your own.
Oh yeah.
Playing.
Yeah. Our
But-
last roleplay rant that we had, we actually had this discussion about like OC, like original characters versus non-original characters, and like how my personal feeling about it is like, yeah, if you want to create a Naruto character that's your own thing but part of the Naruto universe, okay, that's cool. I like that. But when
Yeah.
you're playing like the actual characters and you're playing them as like either an extreme of complete goofball out of character
Oh,
or mega emo edgy.
I got a Naruto Shinobi. I got a Z fighter from Dragon Ball Z. I've got a Mandalorian. I got shit. I do. I'm not gonna
Well, we
lie.
all have a story about your Mandalorian, though.
Oh yes, Ghoul Gulag. Fucking. So.
This is one of the
Ghoul
Kirk
Gulag.
tales.
One of the Kirk tales.
Oh, okay.
Yes. I can do
Tales.
these for you guys every once in a while too. I mean, my stream usually I avoid talking about role pages too much. I advertise it. I tell people to go join it. I don't talk about the role playing too much. It's not what my stream is for. But there was this group on role pages.
You can call them out.
And
We don't
usually
care.
just-
This is a
We
free
usually
zone.
just call them the Kirks. It was mainly two people that both had like 50 characters each,
Yep.
and one of them like only played versions of Chris Pine characters.
Yeah.
They made into like their own thing. First off, they played the dumbest version of Captain Kirk to ever exist. Okay.
And
Oh,
that's
like,
it.
I'm a little stuck on this here. Is it just variations of different Chris Pine characters?
Just
Yes,
just
yes.
variations of Chris Pine. They played like 30 Chris Pine characters out of their 50 characters. It was fucking ridiculous.
I don't know if their
I
account
can't
is
even think
still.
of that many movies he's been in.
I don't know if their account it still exists, but they literally have something we call them out on as a meme on their profile now with their
Yeah.
Kirk character, the Jedi.
I am.
Oh, this thing you're
Yeah,
telling me.
yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
god.
I follow the balance of the Jedi, the freedom of the gray Jedi. Like, it's
But he's
okay.
also a
You
Sith.
can't- It is also a Sith. You can't be all three. They're
Just-
groups. Those are like legitimate groups that are gathered together.
Go on
They're
without
people
me.
with shared
I'll catch up.
ideology. You can't be a Christian, a Muslim, and a Jewish person all at the same time. So you can't be a Sith, a Jedi, and a gray Jedi.
You
all at
can't
the
tell me
same
what to do. I'm going to be all the religions now.
I'm gonna be all-
Like
But,
to make a Julian. Try telling that to my
like
siblings.
they all come from the same thing, but you can't. They all come from the same thing, but you can't be all three. It just doesn't work that way.
I feel like, especially with like Jedi and Sith, and with Christianity and Judaism, there's kind of that very specific divide.
Oh yeah,
Tell that to
we
Jews for
have a
Jesus.
savior. But
just to point out my co-host here.
Hi. Just to throw this out there, both of my siblings are members of Jews for Jesus, so I feel like they could argue a little bit.
Yeah, and Wolf here is also Jewish, so this is
Okay, now I'm
Needless to say, Christmas is very awkward for me.
Oh, God!
anyways, not only was Captain Kirk a Jedi Sith and a Gray Jedi.
Oh man,
They were like 30 other things as well. They also started like getting magic, like legitimate, like straight up regular old magic, not Sith
Real quick.
magic or alchemy. Oh, go ahead.
real quick, just so everyone knows, Magician has rum in her nose. And it's not just any old rum; it's Kraken, which is
Oh,
94
God.
proof.
Actually,
She is not having a good time.
I'm gonna actually tell you guys what I'm drinking tonight. It is called
Oh, is she really?
Hemp Tails. It's
No
called
offense
Hemp
intended.
Tails. It's a malt liquor made with hemp. So it tastes like beer. It's like beer, but with hemp. This is a passion fruit express flavor. It smells terrible. It tastes fucking delicious. It's 8%. It's 8% alcohol per volume, so like that's more than most beer. Like most regular beers are not 8% per volume. But
I have to check that out.
Aye.
So yeah, this
little-
Mandalorian was a spy.
oh yeah,
Krakens.
Ghoul Kolag. We knew that the Kirks were being weird lately. They were being quiet, but they were still on the site and they were still picking fights on the site. Like they would ask like legitimate questions, what you would see as a legitimate question usually. And that's like the best way. They've always phrased it as a way that it would be a real question.
But they don't answer
But they
questions.
always, and yeah, they never answered questions if you asked them. But they asked the question as a setup. because the moment you gave the answer, it always started like picking it apart in such a way that no matter who you were, you looked like a fucking asshole. And so
it was.
we were
That's the
wondering,
secret, Captain. I just am an asshole.
we were wondering why their chat wasn't used for so long. And I was trying to get into their like on-site chat because for some reason they weren't allowing any site admins in their group, which that was like one of the things you had to do. You had to allow an admin into your group. At least that's what the rule was at the time. So I was trying to get on so I could see it. First off, their group thing, ridiculous rules. And every rule that they made was after we said something to them as admins, told them no about something, or told them what they were doing was wrong. Well, then they're like, you can't pick apart the story, no exceptions. You can't do it. Like, you could not deviate from their story at all. If it wasn't something they wanted you to do, you didn't do it.
It was horrible.
But one of like the big things was they were asking to use other people's things. And if the person told them no, well, they would come to like an admin or the owner and be like, well, can we use this? And we're like, well, what did they say? Well, I don't think that matters. I think what we're asking you, and you're in charge. And it's like, what did they say? It's their thing. And they would fucking pull it apart. And then the Kira Torres thing, where she was like, she talked to them. We know she talked to them because they told her that it was okay.
This is the person who created a Star Trek character for them.
Yeah, she made a character just to play with them and play in their story and play Star Trek stuff because they're like, oh, Star Trek fans.
My father raised me as a Trekkie, so like this hurts me a little bit.
Oh, I love Star Trek. I do. I love Star Wars. I love Star Trek. I'm actually a member of Star.
Hope you cut out
like
there.
Star Wars: The Forces of Evil.
Gotta get a little weird, get a little wild.
That's totally in the same realm, right?
No.
Oh.
Yes.
I actually got a chance to meet Lieutenant Worf yesterday at the Philly Comic-Con down in Oaks.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Along with Falcor and King Joffrey and Gordon Zim.
Nice.
Yeah, Michael Dorn was one of the guests at the Greater Philly Comic-Con this past weekend.
Nice.
Yep.
But, Tyr, you still with us? You went completely silent.
Love you too.
I think we lost him.
Oh no.
Oh no.
We were kind of tangenting away from the topic at hand, I think.
Yeah, I think he lost connection or his phone. Well, he'll come back when we come back.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, we did go off at needless to say, they were toxic people and they just ruined everything. But yeah, the character Kirk was a prime example of how not to develop a character. 1, a non-original character. 2, was a assassin, Jedi, Sith, everything else between, and my brain hurts.
If you're not going to do an original character, then stick to their own lore.
Right. And they would gratuitous power up is another thing that they had a problem with. And that's it.
Wait, when you say gratuitous power up, exactly what do you mean?
Gratuitous power up?
Yeah.
Oh look, I have the Star Wars Force Powers wiki. New Force power. Why do I have it?
All right,
I don't
I'm
know.
back in. He's typing in chat.
Huh?
He's back in the Discord.
Okay. Oh shit! Drop me over. Okay. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
I don't know why the fuck I was dropped.
Blame your kid.
Yeah, you were still there, but we couldn't hear you. But we were just talking about the gratuitous power ups. How he would just pull powers from the wiki. Like, this is how you don't develop a character like this.
Yeah, they fucking they pulled up Section 13. They pulled up different Star Wars. They had the most powerful force powers that you couldn't get without hundreds of years of training.
And this bothers me because it's Captain fucking Kirk.
Yeah, it's Captain Kirk. Captain fucking Kirk. Even in any crossover shit, Kirk didn't have any of those.
Kirk's power is stuttering and fucking green ladies.
I was about to say, Kirk's level of seduction is plus, high roll there. It's
natural 20.
Yeah, seduction natural 20.
It's always a nat 20. It's always a nat 20. But
what more power do you need? He can fuck everyone in the room.
And this actually goes with character creation do's and don'ts, because the other person played Alexandra Danvers from Supergirl,
Yeah, who was Kirk's
and from the TV show. From the TV
Wait,
show,
did they
and that's
have
the
2 different Supergirls in that chat?
yeah. They had 2 Supergirls on their team that were played by one was played by Alexander Danvers' player, and the
Yeah.
other was played by a different player.
Yeah.
But they accepted it because they turned their thing into the multiverse group, which that's what Hell If I Know was to begin with, is a multiverse nexus point.
So we have
but,
3 Thors and 4 Lokis.
Yep.
Hey,
But Supergirl's Alexander Danvers is a lesbian.
Abel.
Abel.
Hey, Abel.
Hi,
Yeah, he's
Abel.
in chat right now.
She's
In,
a lesbian,
first
and
try.
that's all she ever was. That's all. That's the only Danvers that exists. Alexander Danvers that exists
Yeah.
is the Supergirl TV show one.
Yeah.
And yes, I know you can argue. Well, DC has the 52 multiverses.
Yeah.
Okay. But no other Alexander Danvers is shown, so we can safely assume to believe that any version of Alexander Danvers is a lesbian.
Yeah.
Just like we can safely assume to believe that any version of Kirk that exists will never get married.
Yeah. Well,
Didn't he get... Oh, no, wait. He just had a kid with that
yeah.
one.
No, I had to stop and think about
Yeah.
that myself. Yeah.
You're late, Abel! I will never forgive you.
Shame. Shame.
But, so like this is like another like
Anyway.
do and don't. If you
Number
do
3.
play a canon character, I will respect you for it if you follow like the actual heart and spirit of that character.
Yeah.
So like if you're playing Joker, you're not just gonna do crazy shit just to do crazy shit. He usually has like a plan. It's not. I'm just gonna blow up this building because that's a fun thing to do. He usually has a reasoning behind it. Most of his reasoning behind it is to get at Batman.
Yeah.
And like that's the thing. Joker needs that foil. Joker needs that opposite of him. So if you don't have that,
Batman's attention.
yeah, that's actually
Yeah.
no. He actually like straight up says that in one of the comics. Is he does it for Batman,
Pretty much.
and that's where like that's where it comes from. Like if you're playing Joker, you're doing it for your foil. You're doing it for Batman.
But
Here
to
we
be
go, number 3.
yeah, to be completely fair, like because of how Hell If I Know and how roleplay just works, things that affect your character within that universe are fine. Cause
Wait, is that Kita?
the last
It
time,
is Kita!
hey Kita, because the last time we had a conversation like this, Gwen was actually in the Twitch chat and they were talking about how I was like, Gwen's a pretty good example of like how to properly doing something like that.
Oh yeah. Oh, she's a wonderful example. She played Gwen Poole very close to like what she is in the comic. She kept the spirit. Every character. She has a lot of characters that are actually from comics. Even
Yeah.
Miriam, the cave woman. She's from an older
You're in
comic.
Cave Woman, Janie Bell, the Zombie Tramp.
Yep.
That's another comic.
She plays Neapolitan, and she plays Neapolitan Rice.
Yeah,
from,
Neapolitan
Ruby.
from Ruby.
But
Okay.
when Gwen plays
She's
her
a bad
character, she has to react to the role play environment that she's in,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
she
so
does
Gwen
it
has
in
the
a
vocal
way
shorthand.
that
Right.
is adaptive, but at the same time believable for her character.
Like Gwen Poole, the character, is a nerd. She's a big nerd.
Yeah.
Mainly about comic books, and so she uses that knowledge that she has to help her. And so when she sees a character that's familiar to her, and she does this on the site too, and I love it because she does it right. And she's like one of the few people that I actually like that plays a non-OC because she does it so well.
Yeah.
She does
Yeah.
very well for it. Then there's the Madara Uchiha, who he was just showing off his powers just to show off his powers. Whenever Madara showed off a power, it was
Madara.
always
Yeah.
to show you are done. If you continue, you are done. That's how Madara. That's the only time Madara ever
From
did an
Naruto,
excessive
yeah.
show of force.
That
Was
never
to show that I'm in charge.
Keto.
I'm in power.
Well, Madara
But
was
this
in
guy-
like the friend group at Cole and all the other.
Well, he was Cole. He is Cole.
Yeah, it is
He
Cole.
is Cole.
It's- Yeah.
Oh, poor
That's what-
Kita.
And like,
She's not-
and there's there is approach to to so many of these things. Like going back to using the Joker example, you can be chaotic within the moment for the sake of the chaotic, but you have to be able to tie it back in.
Yeah.
That's because we're talking in very broad spectrum here, and it's, you know, when you're in the moment of your plot line, whatever's happening, you know, you can be within that moment, but your character, there has to be a logical flow to your character.
Yeah.
There's even a logic to chaos.
Yeah.
You gotta know how to make it
The
work.
Joker's actually a really great example of that because, yes, he does do a lot of, like, supposedly random acts of violence. He does terrible, horrible things. Things that make him look insane, but he's also very clever. He's conniving. He knows that if he just has random acts of violence, people are going to catch on and it's not going to do well. So he finds ways
The
to
clown
hide,
prince of crime.
infiltrate society, and make other people do the crazy things for him.
And like, and as I said, but it always, for the Joker, it always ties back to, I'm doing this for him. I'm doing this for Batman.
Yeah.
I want his attention.
You can
He made me what I am. That's his motivation, and that's why he does the chaotic.
And
Madara, like, back to the Madara example. Madara Uchiha in Naruto never did a major show of power unless there was a reason.
yeah.
And it was always to cement where he is, and it's always to remind people, I am this powerful, I am stronger.
Yeah.
The guy who played him on role pages just did over-the-top things just to do over-the-top
Nah,
things, which Madara wouldn't do that. He never wasted energy. Every move was calculated and planned.
And then
and
you
when
had
you're
Cole's
just-
Madara.
Yeah, who popped out Susanoo just because he could.
Mine will always be a bigger kind of.
Yes.
Yeah.
The constant one-upping, like the time when he had his demon character walk in. Cass was 8 feet tall, and he made him like 1 foot taller.
Yeah, made him 1 foot
Like,
tall.
it's-
Out of
I-
nowhere. Just suddenly grew a whole extra 5 feet or something. It
And
was
then
just
his
like,
shins
this
grew
actually
3 sizes
happened
that
the
day.
other
I was
day,
so
too.
offended.
yeah, but like do's and don'ts. Be creative. It's fine to be inspired and take from other things.
Yeah.
And if you're straight up copying a character, if you're playing an already established character, play to how that character's been established. Kirk is I'm going back to Kirk because this is like the main example, right?
Yeah.
Kirk is a maverick. Kirk is a womanizer. Like, that's Kirk.
Yeah.
That's what Kirk is.
We're
He
keeping-
plays by
keeping
his
count
own
here.
rules. He follows what he's supposed to do, but he does it his own way. And he's a womanizer. He is
Worth
the
mentioning twice.
horniest man. Yeah, like he's the horniest man ever.
He's the horniest man in the universe. Yes.
Like, but if you're not playing Kirk like that, you're not playing Kirk. You're
No,
playing.
if you're playing Kirk with force powers and like a uber narcissistic schizophrenic, who's
No,
paranoid
Kirk is
that
like
everybody's
the
out to
sex
get
version
him.
of Reaper from Overwatch. If it lives, I can fuck it.
Yeah, like this.
The
Like, yeah,
Kirk was
your
played by a
Kirk
woman on the side.
should not be Chris Pine Kirk
Yeah.
talking
It
to
was. It was a
Ghost
woman.
Chris Pine from Horrible Bosses.
I-
That was one of their characters. Was the Horrible Bosses character turned into like this ghost nightmare demon thing? It was still the Horrible Bosses character though.
But I will segue a little bit to the other do's and don'ts of character creation, and this is just general respect. Don't copy people.
Oh, I'm actually really angry about that right now.
Oh, like how everyone felt like they needed to copy AIDS.
Oh God! That was
Copy
the thing for like
maids.
the
We
whole
had somebody.
year.
A recent thing is I literally had somebody copy Sicky's power at Necros. Word for word by description, and that was the what's her name that hangs with that other Demon King that's been running around. I can't remember. He has like a big name.
Mr. Pippin Paddleobzicopoulos.
We have so many Demon Kings, it's just so hard to keep
Well,
track.
he's a vampire. He's a vampire demon thing, but I haven't seen him in a while. But all I
Even
remember.
Chair and I have Demon Kings, but they're funny, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Oh wait, he dropped again.
Oof.
Oh, there he goes. We'll bring it back. But I see it. I see him typing the thing again.
Just drag him down.
He's in general again.
Yeah, back. Welcome back.
You keep
I
getting
don't
knocked
know.
out.
I don't know what's up. I don't know what's going on right now.
But yeah,
God.
we had you
the
it's like-
Atraceus or whatever. That's I know who that is, and I think that's Tolerith's like vampire demon lord guy.
Yeah, I think
Of
so.
course it is.
Yeah. The one that's like, oh, I have plans for Old Watch, and it's like the war with Old Watch is done. Calm down.
So, that means Atraxius is also the Imperium too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Probably.
really?
Imperium's
Oh,
yeah,
God.
because he literally was talking to Mora as Atraxius about the Imperium, logged off, and Imperium came in.
Of course.
And I was like, oh, great.
Oh.
So, and it's funny because the Imperium's pulling a Kirk. Oh, we're here for peace. Military-sized fucking armada orbiting Elefino.
That actually, can I segue into something really quick about this? This is another
Yes.
like big do and don't thing. If you're going to make very big, powerful characters, explain why they're big and powerful. Write about it. Write a blog. Write a story. Write something to explain why they have these things.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
they're
mentioned
not just
that with
comic
how
book.
I did with Siki.
Yeah, like role pages. There's no excuse for you not to have like a blog stating that you come from another universe. Like you can come from another universe with your whole fucking army. Awesome. How do you have it?
And on that same
Why do
regard,
you have
don't
it?
force people to read your shit because you don't answer questions. Sorry, I had to.
Oh
bring
God,
it up.
yes, thank you. Please, synopsises are fine. Synopsis is fine.
And in addition to that, also, if you want to leave certain elements of your character a mystery and not necessarily put them in the bio, you can at least put that in.
Yeah.
On the subject of bios, I have a piece of writing advice that I picked up. I think it was from Yahtzee Croshaw from Zero Punctuation.
Yahtzee.
Yes. So what it is don't have the most... if you're going to be writing your character, have the part you're writing right now be the most interesting part of their life. If it's not, then why aren't we hearing the good story? Why aren't we hearing the interesting story? Why aren't we hearing about them just fucking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, if their most interesting thing is their rise to power, play their rise to power. Fluff and I. Well, I don't know what we call you on here, so
Fluff.
Fluff.
I know
we have a Fluff.
Okay, just making sure. Fluff and I have Thaglurin and Gahaldar.
The Overlords.
And
Yeah.
Whoever's better.
They're demonic or devilish or whatever. They're fiendish. We never really like nailed down exactly what they are. Brothers from one of the infinite hells from Helifino. And they were sent to Helifino to conquer it by their father as a competition. And then they're like, you know what? No, this place is too fucked up. Let's work together, and then we'll figure out what to do after.
Yeah.
But like that's their big.
When Old Watch fired the big
yeah.
laser into the
Keita
sun
said it well,
that closed the hell portal. They're like, hey, you
They
haven't...
called each other.
Just like, boop, boop. Hello? What do you mean you can't do takeout?
So, did you see that the rain of bodies just stopped? Like shit like that. Like that's what it was.
Yeah, because I'm also part of this little shenanigan as well.
I think a lot of people are part of it, just don't know it.
Well, willingly part of it, I should say. But yeah, there's that. One of the things I talked about earlier before we were able to get you in was the old world style and how like you start out small, get bigger, and not like a lot of people who just come in like, hey, look, I'm a god. Like,
Yeah.
hey, look, I'm a king of something. Hey, look at that. And you've seen me do this every time, almost on all my characters, especially Sickies, when people are like, I'm the emperor of something. And I'm like, so? You're not in your kingdom. Your authority is...
I didn't vote for you.
Yeah, that's
I didn't vote for him.
I didn't vote for you.
But here's a...
yeah.
I'm going to move on to another do and don't, and there's no way to bring this up without bringing up Ruby, Mary Sue's.
Mary's.
God.
Very
Have flaws that make sense. Jesus.
Or as Tears like to call it, lol evil.
Lol evil, yep.
LOL evil.
Mm-hmm.
That actually brings up something like for me too. Like we just had a major story arc. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was a shit ton of fun. It caused a lot of fights, but it was a shit ton of fun.
That's why it was fun.
But there's someone else now. There's now someone else trying to start a villain, character, right?
Uh-huh.
And then they explained to me, well, the cool thing about mine is he's not actually the real bad guy. He's being used. Okay, you mean the thing I just did verbatim? Literally just did this?
I'm only
Not
playing
even a week
puppet.
ago?
And that's when the third creature was shown.
Why do I have a feeling it was Kaito?
I know it was.
It was kind
Because he kept saying he was going to do it, because he can't keep his mouth shut.
Yeah, that's right. Oh no, you are.
But, like, okay, again, this is, like, another thing, like what I said earlier. It's fine to be inspired.
Yeah. But
Don't do
like,
it right after we just did this.
Yeah. It's like,
But, like, yeah, the Lol Evil, like, he doesn't have, like, a purpose for it. Ruby especially just kills things and makes monsters just no
for
actual...
evil.
Yeah.
just to do
Why?
it.
doesn't
the
actually-
glorious Satan, of course.
No.
And then also on, like, the opposite end of the spectrum, don't try to be this well-established villain, but don't do anything at all.
Yeah.
Like, it's fine to have a character with depth. It's fine to have a villain character that loves puppies and floral arrangements.
I
Awesome.
like puppies.
Like a Galdran. He recently just took a poaching trip to Africa because he wanted a pet zombie elephant.
Oh,
He feeds it orphans.
Thaglurin likes to paint landscapes that he lit on fire. But, you know,
It's like,
like, it's fine. Have those nuances. Have those fluffy little things, but also have, especially villains. I love writing villains.
Yeah.
Everyone who knows me knows I love writing villains. I absolutely love
we
it.
both do, dear.
But, okay. I don't get in trouble for anything I say on here. Technically, it's not actually on the site, so I mean, whatever. I'm gonna say.
I've said it before, and I said it, like, I hold the administration on Twitch, not
All right.
pages.
All right.
So,
You're safe here. Safe space.
I mean, whatever
Alright.
people want to do to you because they're watching this, that's whatever, but...
I've officially stopped giving a
I will
fuck for a lot
classify
of
it as
it.
stream sniping if they do.
Yeah.
I've officially stopped giving a fuck about a lot of it. And I'm not saying this to, like, be mean or negative, and that's one thing I want to get across right now. I'm not saying it to be mean.
Flails.
But,
Dear, we
Gus.
can't get in trouble.
Gus.
And Kayla's here. Oh, yeah, Gus. What about
Gus recently.
Uh-huh.
Gus is supposed to be, like, this thing connected to the abominations, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I haven't seen him do, like... First off, he was fighting against Old Watch while Old Watch was collectively bitch-slapping everything. All right? You'd think he would have just sat back, waited till Old Watch killed anyone that could be a threat to him, and then just bitch-slapped the fuck out of Old Watch. No, he was helping everyone else fight Old Watch, but he's connected to the abominations. He's connected to these things that are wanting the wanton destruction of everything else that exists. If he actually, like, Void was secretly manipulating Old Watch the whole time.
Yeah.
And the abominations are connected to Void. So you'd think he would have just sat back and waited. But he was trying to fight back against Old Watch.
Yeah, this is what the war...
And he also has a baby
One of the
coming,
war arcs that
like,
we-
in character.
I got
And that's
something after
cool.
we
That's
transition
cool.
to-
I
But
will
if you're,
say
like,
something.
supposed to
No,
be
you
this
go.
well-established monster, this well-established villain, this evil thing...
Well, here's the thing with that. Because Gus was actually in chat in one of our previous things, because he actually brought this up. Gus isn't happy with how Gus is, because Gus now is completely different from how he originally created him, because Dragon was pulling a lot of things that he pulled to you, like, you know...
Oh, okay.
alternate-
Oh, wait. No, wait.
Fix the mic.
I'm not
Just
as
pull the
upset
wire
then.
a bit.
I'm not as upset then. I understand now fully.
You know, being forced to alter your character in ways you didn't want.
Yeah.
So
okay.
yeah, Gus
Yep,
is
I
trying
know.
to pull back and gain control of his character again.
Okay. I mean, someone take the Vorpal blade from Gwen and fix this shit.
There you go.
That's all.
You pulled the
There
wire
we
a
go.
little bit, the mic
We
moved.
found
Oh,
the MacGuffin.
We're good. We're good.
Okay.
Yeah, we found him again. But yeah, I just wanted to clarify that you know going on, because
Alright.
he was
I-
going on in my Twitch chat about it, and I was like, I felt so bad. I'm like,
Alright.
I understand. Gus, I
All
understand.
right. And as I said, I'm not trying to, like, use this to belittle anyone.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
saying, like,
I am.
this is an example. This is an example that I've seen.
Hey, Kaylor.
And as far
Everyone's
and I
yourself.
didn't like as far as I knew, that's what he was supposed to be, and that's what he wanted to be. Like he asked, Thierry told me too. He asked for having the anniversary event being a Gus thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why I thought, okay, well, this is what he wanted. And that's why I'm saying, like, if you want to be the villain, show that you're the villain. But don't always just do stupid, crazy, evil shit just because you're doing stupid, evil, crazy shit.
Well, that's why I had Siki have a somewhat of a love life now.
Yeah. Have a reason why you're doing the stupid, crazy shit.
Having a love interest fixes everything.
Mostly.
And even beyond
drama.
that,
You see,
like,
that's why I have fluff the way they are, because I don't want to be fixed.
Man, like, have that stuff, like,
Of course, his wife doesn't care that he's
Having-
so.
yeah, having the relationships,
for
having the little hobbies that you wouldn't expect them to have.
Trust me, I'm a psychopath.
This isn't like, yeah, you're not writing like a novel when you're role playing. You're working together to build a story, and your characters, like, it's supposed to reflect real life. Even when you're writing a novel, you reflect real life.
Yeah.
You had to look at the screen to see me.
Yeah, I looked at the screen to see you creeping behind me, and I just backhand you.
Sorry.
But
But
yeah.
and in real life, like when you're writing a novel and you're writing it by yourself and you have all these characters, I can understand when you have characters that are two-dimensional, very flat. But when you're working with other people, and this is from D&D's perspective,
Yeah.
like actually because my group actually role plays, at least I do and a few others do. We had one guy that played by the numbers and only played by the numbers, and it was annoying. Especially when you have
Story
me popping up
supersedes
as a
rules.
when you have me popping up as a Durgar barbarian talking to the seneschal of a village, who was actually the bad guy the whole time, going, "What about the moment of passion we shared with each other?"
Oh, what a horrible time for the drop.
It was like,
Oh, did he drop?
oh no.
Getting good.
I actually told.
What about the moment of passion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just,
I have a current complaint. Hold on. Keita, what's your current complaint while we're waiting for him to come back in? Oh, there he is.
Keita, what is your complaint? Complaint.
Complain to us.
Keita has a
welcome
complaint.
back
DT.
All right.
There's a complaint.
Yeah,
Keita
Keita
has
has
a
it.
complaint. Let's hear it.
Give us the in the moment.
Keita, fill us in, and then Wolf has something he wants to
Damn it,
segue
Kit dropped
into.
again.
Did he drop really?
Heartbreak.
God, this guy is the hottest of potatoes.
All right,
isn't he?
Keita, we'll let you.
Double kill.
I swear to God that you're
It keeps dropping.
you're accidentally hitting something. Keita, what do you got? And then Wolf, you got something to say. You
Yeah.
wanted to say too. So. Oh God, I have a current complaint, Grumbles.
No, Fluff.
I like how I
us-
have like.
Ask us no secrets, we tell you no lies.
Ask me your secrets and crush me
Oh,
with
there's a D&D story.
Crush me your-
There's a D&D story right there.
Huh.
The two guards. One of us tells the truth, the other one lies.
Yeah.
Is he dead? No, this one lies.
I mean, you were pulling before the story supersedes rules.
So-
It's Darkness Rising all over again.
All right. Well,
So-
Wolf, what did you have to say?
All right, well,
since
okay.
Keita's taking time.
Tears. Oh, here we go.
Oh, wait.
When a
Just
noob tries to replace.
When a
an
noob tries to
estab-
replace an established NPC and then just makes me want to jump in character just to be like, go fuck up and die in the 9 hells. I'm typing on my phone trying hard, but seriously right now, it's just like, Rage's throw. Yeah, we had a few people do that.
Oh no!
I can vote out for that.
Or
People lately
a long
take
or
over,
a long gone
like,
old
Harry
player
and
comes
Jerry.
back.
I don't know.
Yeah, we had that.
We had a lot of people try to like recreate Harry and Jerry. So many times. It happened so often.
The barkeep.
I think my favorite example of that recently was Oh, Harry would certainly probably raise an eyebrow seeing this barbarian try and order something at the bar, and considering the fact that the maids live under his floorboards, I think he's seen worse.
Considering the fact that
They don't
Sherlock
react
lit
to
himself
anything,
on
okay?
fire and
They're
hugged a
just
bee
not.
woman. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Who is here for Nazi bee woman?
I was
Like-
around.
What?
Nazi people.
She was literally like trying to idolize Adolf Hitler.
Oh gosh.
I tried to like say that I will manipulate you all with the honey that comes out of my breath, like straight up.
Oh my
Straight
God.
up. And Sherlock was like, you know what? Fuck this. Lit himself on fire and hugged them. Because he knew fire stops bees.
The bee.
All right, Wolf. I know you've been trying to get this out.
Yeah, so kind of taking a cue off of Tier's comment about like the two-dimensional characters. Not so much two-dimensional characters, but like short form writing and character creation. I don't know. I'm not on roll pages, so I don't know. Obviously, the more detail you can be, the better. But there is shorthand elements that you can use, and for with character, for establishing your character that other people need to recognize. And we use this a lot when we play D&D. If your character is like a monk or a scribe or historian or something like that, obviously they know things.
Yeah.
And you gotta kind of give these people the leeway that they know these things.
Oh yeah, especially as a DM. Like if they have their character, and especially if their stats like, because with D&D you have to have like that little bit of balance between how much of it and how much you stat out.
Yeah.
But if you're playing like
I
on
do
this,
know.
and someone's like, my guy is a historian, a knowledge person. Well, if you then know information about the world, and they're trying to like talk about that information, go ahead and give it to them. It doesn't hurt you. It doesn't hurt the story.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
go ahead.
all historians are
Especially if it
fine.
helps progress the story, fill them in just so that they're out of character. Fill them in so that in character they can express it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like but like when you're one writer with a group of others, have depth. And one thing too, I bring this up a lot, and a lot of people they try to argue with me, and it's the argument of one-liners. And one-lining does have its place. When you're having a dialogue, just talking, fine, just talk.
Yeah.
If you're
sometimes
in the
you
middle
don't
of
have to describe every single thing in a huge ass paragraph.
There's days where I'm not gonna read it if it's more than 5 lines. I'm sorry to tell you, I'm just not gonna give you that effort.
which is fair enough.
Congratulations.
Especially if you're not doing anything interesting. You don't need to describe the dew on the glass of wine.
Oh god.
Or in my case, where if seeing huge paragraphs of text on a screen actually kind of makes it hard to read. It's kind of like this learning disability for me. So if all that text is on the screen at once, my brain shuts off.
Roleplay the Twitter way.
Yeah.
And based on some bullshit that I had to deal with earlier today,
God, right now,
if you have a lot you need to say, give people time to read your paragraphs before you start spamming them with the slews of information. I had somebody messaging me on my phone earlier.
Give them a chance to respond before you move on.
Yeah,
I hate that so much.
I got 30 plus messages text to me today for reasons, but it was like, at what point do you expect me to actually sit and read all of this? Really?
Yeah, like
thank you for the follow here.
Thank you.
I forgot. I'm sorry.
The stream elements just popped up saying thank you for the follow, but thank you for the follow.
Yeah,
I'm sure we'll get the screen pop up soon.
Anyways,
the notification.
what was I getting at? Yeah, roleplay the Twitter way, and like that actually is great for events.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Writing, because first off, you're not writing redundant words, and that's like one issue I have with the people that try to do the paragraph writing or the super detailed writing. Like, I had someone who described the 5 senses for every little thing, every microscopic thing. I'm like, I'm not playing with, I can't. Yes, it's great that you can do this. Yes, it's amazing. I don't have the time. I don't have the patience.
Yeah.
Shorthand.
Moving on.
Like I try to I still paragraph RP, but I try hard not to like bore with details. And it's like
there it is.
There it is.
Yeah, there's a time and place. Like one-on-one RPs.
This comes
One-on-one RPs are
Number
easy to.
5 shot.
Hey, yeah, one-on-one RPs. Great. Paragraph all you want.
Especially
Go
if
ahead.
it's like, oh, I'm going to do this like every couple of days, so it gives people time to think about it. Then it's good.
Yeah. When we have an event that is time limited,
yeah, that's when you
cut your shit down. Come on.
yeah
I even gave him. I was like, hey, I have to give you 30 minutes. Can we be done before then?
Right.
And it still went like a whole hour after that 30-minute mark. I'm like, seriously? I even like told you what to do, and what was that?
Okay, it's been an hour. You can start now.
Oh,
Yeah.
because we had like this harkens back to the last event. We had like 50 things we had to do. Night, Kayla. We had like 50 things we had to do in one night.
Yeah.
And then, but then there's also like know when to go fast with the story, also know when to slow down with the story. Back to Kaito, he tried to go straight to the Senate building within like the first 5 minutes of the actual main event, which would have ruined the whole story.
Those are the kind of people that when I'm DMing the events, when I did stuff like that, would be like, give them warning messages like, hey, if you want to try to one-man army this, your character's going to die.
Oh, I told him that in PM too. I told him that. I was like, if you do not listen to me right now, I will kill you.
Because like he back in the old days of RSI's like the rise of Miro, like he tried to pull off the chains that his dragon were holding him down, and they were surrounded by AM emitters.
Yeah.
And it was just like no, and I was like yeah, yoink, and bye. Sorry, you're done. But oh, later, weary.
Bye bye.
But
Yeah,
pulling back a little bit too, because we kind of went on a bit of a tangent on DM event ethics to character development. There
Yes.
we go.
That is what we're talking about tonight.
Character development.
Yeah, sorry.
Alright,
I'll admit it. My bad.
No, it happens all the time in Roleplay Rants. We always do this. We always like go on tirades.
We have a night for tangent talks.
Yes, we do.
Let's stay focused here.
All right. Like my main do's and don'ts. It's fine being inspired.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine if you can truly stick to the heart and the soul of a character. Go ahead and play that character. If you don't feel you can actually play it as the people who make it, as the people who make a career of making it,
Yeah.
do it. Don't make something your own. If you feel like you're not truly sticking to the heart and soul of it, which most of the time, and I'm gonna say most of the time, as I always said about Janie, Gwen, whatever you want to call her, the woman of 50 names, she can do it, and she does well because she has a very strong passion for those characters usually.
Yeah.
Then there's people that they think that they can, but they're focusing on the wrong parts of the character, and they're taking away. They're removing so much of what makes that character.
Shut it down, Beavis.
That character. And so it's when it gets down to make your own thing.
Yeah.
Make your one thing we've been trying to push on the site too is make your own things. Make stuff that's your own. We have plans to do stuff, and I'm going to say that like this is like my little hint. We have plans to do stuff to make money for the site.
Yeah.
If you want your stuff to show up in it, it has to be at least
Copyright-free.
Yeah.
Copyright free.
Yeah, most of us, everybody here is aware of the thing.
Well, yeah, because I'm inviting you guys to help me with it because most of you have experience with what we're doing.
What?
Yeah.
What's going on?
But 5 points, like we usually say, at least 3 points of separation is what makes it copyright free. Then
Yeah.
Oh.
I highly recommend 5 points. I highly recommend 5 points. If you have like 5 points of separations, 5 things that make it entirely separate from what you're inspired from, you'll never get in trouble. You can have you can literally have straight up super powered space monks with laser sword. As long as you don't say lightsaber, Jedi, the Force, or whatever, you can get away with it.
I'm using the Schwartz.
Yeah, like you can get away with shit really easy as long as you just change a few words.
Spaceballs.
Yeah, Spaceballs. Use the Schwartz.
We have 2 people making their own references.
Oh no.
Oh, I think we lost him again.
No.
Making their own references.
Triple kill.
He'll pop out. There he is
There
again.
it is.
You left off of references.
It's a running joke at this point. Anyways, but
You are the hottest of potatoes. We just can't keep a handle on you.
You left off at references.
Years.
We have two people making their own Vampire the Masquerade
Number
thing.
6.
Their own sets of all of them, I think.
I'm running
We
out
have
of
people who have created their own versions of things from Warhammer 40k and Warhammer Fantasy. We have, like, you can tell where they're from. You can tell where they're inspired from. But they made it their own. They've made it unique to them. And you can see also where they create their own stuff, where their personality, their stuff comes through. And I want to say that, like, I want to, like, praise those people for that.
Yeah.
They've taken something, made it their own, and you can see their personality, their passion shining through it.
Well, yeah, because like you guys, the Overlords. Me and Fluff have our vampire thing that we go. I got the Okayama clan building up, and the Valencias.
Oh yeah, me and Fluff too. We have the Lucha Barbarians, El Guerrero Senior, and
El Chupacabra de
Merlido. We have those guys. We have our one-armed ninja clan.
The one
I think we all know where that's kind of inspired from.
Yeah.
why.
Sekiro.
Skittles.
Yes.
Like,
Skittles, I ran out of rum.
Oh no.
Oh dear lord.
Why is the
rum gone?
Oh, that's why.
It's really warm.
But
I feel like I should be drinking the Kraken we have here now.
Yeah.
But like we have these. Yeah, we have this shit. Sherlock is like a modified thing from Scion.
I don't have a problem.
And
I don't want to talk over people.
For Honor.
Yeah.
And just bashed together in this horrible mess that
Baramud was basically Tusk when I first created him.
Rita, send me right now.
And like, but
if you give me your rum, I will love you forever. No, I already.
Besides the fact that he wears a kilt, muscular, and wields a claymore,
I like
it's. I mean, that's so generic.
To be
that's
fair,
very
we've been
generic
on
for any
voice
like
chat with
Highland
them.
barbarian.
Give me your rum.
I am extorting your rum.
Okay. Wolf, you want to add something in?
If for anybody that's they're watching and they notice me in the background looking like I was in deep contemplation, I'm not on role pages, not because I don't have any interest. It's because I don't like feeling like I would try to get myself involved in something
Never mind, I don't like Sailor Jerry.
really poor consistency on my arrival. And I'm hearing from all of you that you pop in and out for months at a time as is. It's just I don't want to be that kind of person. But I was thinking about one of my characters that goes back to when Ellie and I were in college. One of my favorite characters that I made when you repurposed Realms of the Citadel for us. Is just I was just thinking of this. I have the Shadow Demon character that I made for that. And I fell in love with that character. I was just thinking about ways to repurpose them to throw them into role pages and get them involved in things just because I love how deep and involved and everything is with that all of you talk about, and it's like my information and knowledge on the Roleplay Rants is always just kind of on the periphery of everything with my own experience from outside of it. So just to be number one, more in the mix of it all, but two, just in a chance to be involved in these bigger plans that everybody keeps talking about, because it just sounds like so much fun to be involved in. And I feel like Ellie knows the character, like specifically this character that I'm talking about, and I think you could say whether or not I can make them mesh in.
Oh yeah, you can easily do that. But rule number one: OOCs within brackets, role players outside of brackets.
Perfect example of how any character can mesh with any other character. We had the Elven Barbarian get into a fight with a Yakuza yokai.
Fucking Sherlock fucking had drinks with a sci-fi bounty hunter. And Sherlock, every 5 seconds, every time they're like, "Oh, TV. What the fuck's a TV? Car. What the fuck's a car?"
And then there's Da Vinci.
The raptor.
Because occasionally, an 800-pound Utah raptor will walk into the inn and eat one's goat. That's just something that happens.
Baramud poked a demon with a door because it thought it worked.
It thought it would work.
She wouldn't have asked me to stop if it didn't bother her. Therefore, demons are allergic to doors. I'm taking this.
I
now it has a magical
the door
regenerative
into a
shield,
cellar
which is a tavern
so
door.
I can use it to fend off
Yeah, you told me
demons.
about this.
Yeah.
I find that perfectly sensible, brother. Like, oh no, Sherlock and Vermont have like had.
See, this
crazy
is good character
ideas
development.
when they're left alone. Yeah,
Somebody dictate it all.
Who cares?
and
My
like
favorite-
they make when they run into each other, no matter like what changes happen, they always pick on each other because of the changes.
I'm sorry.
And then you have Tiri's character development.
Kayla in the chat, just like, hey, open up to me. I'm
He
hitting you
pokes
with
with
the door.
But yeah, then you have Dragon's form of character development, which is appearing and fucking a chair.
All right, why was I thinking?
Oh, he ate someone like 2 days ago. He just like straight up walked in, ate
he
someone,
owned
and
himself.
walked out.
Walked in, numb, walked out.
Like I was sitting here thinking about like ways to like rewrite like elements from Citadel to make that character fit in. So I'm not referencing Citadel and be like, what the hell? It's two different Citadels at the same time.
But like, and what you said too about you don't know if you'll ever be on enough. I'm on every day, even if you don't think I am. I am. And I have hardly any. I have
Always watching.
Multitasking.
I have no idea what's going on most of the time. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just like, what?
I think at one point I went and took a bathroom break, and I came back, and Persistent was on nuclear alert.
Oh yeah.
What is up with that clear?
This is like what Keita talked about, like a new person coming in and trying to change shit completely.
Right?
This
Isn't that
guy-
this guy?
Dragon Priest guy. He also runs FEV, which anyone who plays Fallout, we know what FEV is.
Yeah.
So he just really likes
He's a
Bethesda.
super mutant. He does. And apparently, like the super mutant guy tried starting an army, and he's like saying, "Well, we're contracted by the nation." And Sassy, who's a trade lord of Persistence, is like, no, you're not."
No,
But
you're
they're
not.
launching nukes into the air, into space, to test to see if they can keep threats from space. Which even with Overwatch kind of fucked as it is right now, they still kind of have space on lock.
Which is funny because we have Mora, Kishimoto, and like one other space military jet that just hovers around Persistence Helifino at all times to make sure nothing happens.
Yeah,
You
we
have
have like
Allcorp,
four-
you have Yugiko Space Maids, you
we
have
have like 12 groups that defend the planet from space.
you have
Yeah.
a Help Space Marine troop thing.
Which is why with the Imperium coming in, pulling another Kirk, we were like, who are
Let's
these
get
people?
up on the
Do you
air.
know what's funny? I keep forgetting this. Sherlock met with Spark, and the Space Wolves that Spark had enjoyed him so much that some of them joined him.
Oh yeah, didn't Sherlock get like barbarian yeeted into space and took down a ship?
He did. He was super powered for a storyline. Because
Yeah, I remember
people
this.
know that I'm a great. I can play a good bad guy when I want to. And for Sherlock, instead of like being
He was corrupted.
he was corrupted. Instead of being like the spider, the webmaster kind of thing that I do with a Krieger, Sherlock was, I see it, I break it, I move on to the next thing. And so he was targeting Allcorp in their space station.
Message
And so
from Taylor. Could you slip in a bunch of portals randomly to Omnum the Nukes?
Yeah, I see it popping up.
Yeah,
I saw it pop up.
we
It came
could-
through.
we could. They hardly listened when Sassy told them to stop. So, I mean, what ended up happening was Krieger had to come in and tell them to stop. So the fear of Krieger is still alive and well, which is beautiful. But with Sherlock, we had the event called Barbarians in Space. And it was just off the wall crazy because what happened was with that crystal that like superpowered him, he brought a Drakkar ship from like the ocean, and it's like made out of bones and shit like that. Gets on it, and then is suddenly in space. And then his plan is, I'm gonna punch it. And it's a giant
punched
fucking
his
space.
ship so hard he killed everyone inside.
He launched himself from a balliste on the ship that he brought into space, a Viking-style dragon ship. Launched himself from it through space, no spacesuit or anything, and just punched through. And I told Arrow about this. Me and Arrow talked about it before it started. and that's why it was allowed to be so crazy. He's punching his way through spaceships that are making a blockade, gets in there, is getting shot at, and just doesn't care, continues walking through, and explodes in the middle of the station and leaves. And it was just meant to be so over the top ridiculous. Like, that's what we wanted. We wanted that weird, crazy.
Yeah.
Because
Like the time when reality ended and we saw our end credits.
Yeah.
yeah, we did. We did see our end credits a few times.
Like we had the cast, and I had Fluff like, who's that guy with the beard? That's not me.
So much shit we have.
Magician, she has no tits. I mean, she has tits.
Or when we went into the true web and we found everybody's porn.
Oh
Because the true web was the
Oh,
porn
that
on
made
it.
Luke.
Ah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, oh my. But yeah,
And
So much shit.
crossing artist.
the old blood thing. Okay, this is gonna be like, this actually ties in with the do's and don'ts. If you are a hero, do not bring the fox with a murder boner into the internet to find the last stone that's keeping the death being of destruction locked away.
Especially when it's established that she's already working for that abomination.
Seriously, that happens so many times that you're like, oh, well, Ruby wants to help. Okay, let's have them help. Oh, Ruby just fucked us over. Didn't see that one coming. Yes, you did. You all knew it was gonna happen.
Yes, you did.
You all knew
Finger
it.
pointing right there.
There's a meme now. She has Ruby has, as again, lol evil has backstabbed every single person that's ever worked with her character, and then there's literally a meme now of, hey, so why don't I have any friends? Bang! And
I
like,
made that.
yeah, you made
Yeah.
that, and then now the issue is they pop up every now and then, and it's more of hey, stop
That's
having a
weird.
sex boner for the evil fox character. Looking at you, Arrow, because we know
Arrow, Randall.
Adam.
Do we want to point fingers at everyone? I'm sorry. There's a lot of people too that you wouldn't expect. That need to
Oh,
get
I
the
can
finger pointed
imagine.
at them. There's just like, no, we know what you did.
We know what you did. Pop in,
just
destroy
want-
shit,
We
leave.
see it.
Which characters having sex, whatever, that's cool. Especially if it makes sense for your character.
Chitty chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang.
Big on
Sherlock
snot.
had sex to save a universe.
Something like
That actually happened for a
Stop.
storyline.
You have popped and destroyed shit and left too, you know.
And I'd like to say
You
that
ruined my party.
for combat scenes and for sex scenes, those are times that a lot of detail comes in handy.
Oh yes. As I said, Sherlock had sex and saved the universe. That's a legitimate story
Yeah.
that actually happened.
Yeah.
Kirk
I
would be
fucked
proud.
everything better.
Kirk would be
And
proud.
everything. I think my favorite thing with
They call me
Sherlock-
Dr. Love.
And like we pretty much covered the do's and don'ts.
Yeah.
Most of all the do's and don'ts here, and now we're just talking like our usual stuff
Yeah.
here. Like one of my favorite things with Sherlock's though was Nirvana, and I really wish that went better. Where she literally we had like a Viking thing going on.
I got blamed for what you did.
You got blamed for what I did. Where I literally Nirvana was a pagan. Was like, you know, she was a sorceress Viking warrior.
A shaman.
A shaman to protect the it was a meat hall, wasn't it?
Yeah, the meat hall.
Yeah, to protect the meat hall, Cheerlatch's meat hall, because she swore her like loyalty to Cheerlatch. She summoned every warrior's and his old ancestors' spirits to defend it, because people were trying to a quote unquote war god. War god was throwing a fit and trying to like take over, and then all hell broke loose when I did that.
Oh yeah, back to dude. This ties in with do's and don'ts. If your character is a paladin-esque war god,
How very
I got-
specific we're being for these things.
a paladin-esque war god, wearing shiny silver armor with pure white plumes and a pure white cape. And then you go into a mead hall. And then you get picked on for being in shiny silver armor with pure white plumes and a pure white cape. Don't
In a hall
suddenly
full of
make it.
barbarians eating bear meat and getting pissed.
Don't start making your character covered in scars and tattoos and starting like acting like the barbarians in there. All right, if you're gonna, I've said this a
He's a
lot lately.
shapeshifter.
I said this a lot
Kill him!
lately.
If you're
And I
new in the
stand by
biker
these
bar,
words.
you got to expect it.
Yeah, and I've said this a lot. If you take a shit, stand by your shit.
Yeah. And
Like,
and don't let your peace-loving druid wife defend you.
Yeah, don't let your peace-loving druid wife defend you to a point that it pissed off the person whose meat hall you're in. So he creates a blood feud.
He creates a
Because-
blood feud. And another thing, Nirvana was trying to take over the land that he ran because they abandoned it. Like the said war god's wife, like was like, oh, like, why are you fighting all the time? I'm like, you married a war god. What did you expect would happen?
At the rate
Everyone
that I'm,
would have daisies pop out of their assholes and be happy.
It's like marrying Kratos.
Yeah.
We have
Boy.
an entire series about why that's a bad idea.
Yeah, but
Boy.
you know, it ended sort of well until she died.
Yeah.
she moved all the warriors away too.
Yeah, she moved all the way
and then
away too.
Yeah. And then she, had him cut down the trees that hid them from everything that wanted to kill them.
Mhm.
That was her plan. That was her plan.
Yeah, I actually just got recently the new God of War game where I was playing through it. It was
I love that game though.
it is a great game.
I've got a feeling from where I'm sitting right now, I've got a feeling that by the end of this week, you guys might see a shadow demon character trying to introduce themselves into the world.
You'll have
And
help.
then you're gonna meet a big burly barbarian with a living wood hand. And I'm waiting for Betterman to say, "Oh, you got wood." And they run into each other.
You know, buddy, I was trying to come up with a joke about you.
Boy.
Dumb.
Boy.
But you got a stump. Oh man, that was actually a running joke too. If Sherlock ever had a child, he would definitely be like Kratos.
Boy.
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 Boy, oh boy.
You'd have to spell it like with weird Gaelic characters though. Just
Boy.
like in runes.
Boydica.
Ogma.
Boy.
Ogma script. There we go.
D-A-I-Y-E.
Boydica.
Boy
Boy.
with Ogma script, just lines, so they don't have any idea what's happening. But like, that's
Oh my god.
characters will go ways that you won't expect. It happens
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot. That's fine. But like, as long as you stay sort of true to your vision, as long as you stick to like what
You could meet the
Because-
100 billionth Lucifer leader of hell too.
Like I can tell you
Oh, yeah.
guys right now, if I do bring in my shadow demon character, he is not a king or grand lord of any kind. He was designed to be a character of prominence, but he is not he's a representative.
Yeah.
The character that I designed,
Like
Ellie-
Ash is like the lawyer piece of hell.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
yeah.
what Ellie had done was Ellie repurposed her concept for Citadel, and we made it a council meeting thing.
Chaton.
Yeah, for our friends in college. It was more of a LARP that we were doing than just a written out role play. So the character that I made, his name was Chaton, which is Yiddish for shadow, and his character was a representative from the demon realm of existence. And the whole point of the Citadel meetings that we were having was to discuss whether or not the different dark creatures and like demonic creatures were going to go and wage war on the human plane of existence.
Yeah.
My character, as a shadow, believed in a balance between light and dark because he can't exist as a shadow. He can't exist without a balance of light and dark. So he was actually against going to war. Because too much darkness, he can't exist. Too much light, he can't exist. He needs balance. So he was a very zen demon.
You
So now that I've explained my character, nobody else.
Like,
I actually had a character. We had like another Lucifer popped up, and they said who they were. And I think I had a character go, "God damn it, another one."
Sounds like he would be good with
another one.
Shadow
Another one.
Reapers and Demons to runs a section of that. I mean, he's a demon character. He's obviously a hellish character, but he's you don't have to worry about somebody else trying to claim king status here. My character is meant to be he's what's it called he's like a lobbyist. he
There needs to be more representatives of the lesser bits of hell.
Yeah.
Right? Which
Like,
is actually...
Dag and Gals are trying to win Daddy's love.
But
That's
in
what it is.
retrospect,
They're trying to win Daddy's love.
Yeah,
Dad
it would
wants
work.
me more.
It would work
He likes the
because we
club
actually have
plans
like
about
summits.
schemes. And
Right.
We have actually had summits of like where the factions
No,
gather.
Jack,
together
have
and
you
discuss
seen his
things.
torture?
Like, that
Have
kind
you
of thing
seen
would
his
work.
torture chamber? Like shit like that. Like,
That was chill, way chill.
But I was thinking more about how I would like make the character like how would I explain the portal open for how they'd wind up on.
Oh, there's millions of ways.
I was just thinking about how I would do it.
Yeah.
Is like
I have not really been.
we've had people show up by accident.
yeah. Well, I understand that's the whole idea of hell if I know, but it's like
Yeah. Just like
Where are we?
how did
Oh, I know.
Yeah, they can't hear me.
I can hear you from.
Yeah,
I can hear you.
Yeah,
No,
watch.
So-
you can't hear me. I am gone.
I can hear you just fine.
I am out of...
hold on. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, fuck.
we're echoing.
Not
Yeah,
bad, though.
I've been hearing you this entire time.
So,
She's sad because she finished the bottle.
Oh.
I'm going to give some of my final thoughts, mainly on the topic at hand, which was
Okay.
do's and don'ts.
Yeah,
That's kind of like one final reiteration.
by the time it
Be
gets
inspired.
over again.
Be unique. Be yourself. Show who you are in your art.
Yeah.
Because that's what this is. This is art. So
Well
show
said.
yourself in it. Art is a representative of who you are on the inside. It is a reflection of what you are and what you do.
That's why my elf wears a skirt.
I mean, that's
Follow your dreams, but not too close because this
Ash
happens.
same.
Ah, the lady.
Ash himself.
Lady elf.
When Tyr is always the embodiment of manliness and power. Ash even said that once, and that's what that was his thing. Anyone who like talks to me, I do crazy shit. I do over the top things. I prove.
Like
You
Barnabas.
try to tell me I can't. I fucked that ass monster in the mouth, and we all know it.
And he loved you for it.
My poor baby Barnabas.
He's a national treasure.
I fed it my
You might
wood.
get fined if you do it again.
But
God damn.
but like anyone who talks to me, I drink, I work out, like I fight. Like that's me. So most of my characters, they have those like masculine things. Krieger is a representation of my love for the military. Like most of my political views are very not like you wouldn't think I would support the military. I do full-heartedly. I was enlisted. I'm not happy that I was discharged, but I've accepted why. And
Thank you for what you did.
I was discharged in training. I was discharged in training, so I didn't get to do much. Because and I was discharged because I'm autistic. But I understand why they couldn't have me. It's fine. But
Thank you for trying.
Krieger. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Krieger is like a representation of my love for the military and like the idea of
Now I train.
soldier, especially like this recent Krieger.
Your love for the military and your love for fucking with people's heads.
Oh yeah, fucking love that. That's true. Even mine all fucked with people's heads because they're like,
You know
is he gonna
why-
betray us? Is he gonna kill Saul?
You know why Krieger is my favorite villain that I've ever seen on the site, I think? Because he's the one villain who used charisma instead of DM corruption. He's like, I'm going to get people on my side by telling them to do it.
Yeah, oh
I
yeah.
will ask nicely and they'll kill each other for me. Isn't it grand?
And it worked every time. It works every time.
Yeah, that's how I had Miro get his start.
Yep.
But-
You guys are the two. Congratulations.
Especially this past Krieger.
No, I'm good. Thank you.
One big thing was hidden pain. A lot of other military members that I know, they suffer, even if they don't show it. They suffer. They hurt for some reason or another. And that was actually like a big thing that was a part of this Krieger was, in truth, he was broken. He was just working because that's what he knows and that's what he felt made him whole. But it wasn't. That's why as we call it, the pickle hunt.
But could
The pickle hunt.
The pickle hunt. But like that was a fucked up scene. That was messed up. It was terrible. But it was also to show like there's brainwashing. Even in our military, there's brainwashing. One thing that I remember very much, and anyone who talks to me, I have no hate for anyone who's Muslim. Some of my favorite people in training were Muslim. But a lot of soldiers do, because they want you to.
Yeah.
And they cement that in you in training. And so what did Krieger hate? He hated magic. Why? Because he was told to. He was taught to. That's what he was. That's the enemy. Hate the enemy. And I showed even Krieger, this recent Krieger had misgivings about that. He's like, I don't know if this is right.
Yeah.
They're defending their own like we tried to defend our, like that's what ended up happening, and that's what I wanted to like. I like to teach when I write. I like to show things. A lot of what I do with Shedlock, even though he now has a wooden tree arm and can be empowered by forest spirits to become this big war beast, he does HEMA techniques. He does actual historical fighting.
Yeah.
And because that's another big like part of me. I love historical martial arts. I love historical combat and warfare. And it's like another thing.
It's the same thing with like Alvilda. It's like, sure, I could have him be the stereotypical barbarian, run in with a loincloth and nothing else, but I also don't like dying, so I gave him a nice coat of plates.
Oh, Sherlock wears armor. He loves armor.
Which probably got
Fuck yeah.
crushed by a yokai palm strike.
Yes, that's why he's not dead, because he wore armor.
Yeah. Armor saves your life, people.
A fucking
but,
Japanese
like-
dog demon punches him in the chest and he's okay. Armor's good.
But like this is where it like stems down to like take
remember,
what
folks,
you love.
wrap it before you go to thwap it.
Love it. It works so well even for combat. But like, and this is what I'm like saying. Like, take what you love. Take what you know.
Yokai!
Take what inspires you, and bring it in. Bring it into your characters. Make a character. Make the avatar.
Welcome, Mad Yokai.
But make them your own avatar. Make
Yeah.
Master Chief, but make your own Master Chief. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be John 117. It be whatever the fuck you want. If you want a big burly space marine in power armor that can literally stop a freight train, have that. But make it your own.
Yeah.
Put other parts of what you love in. Sherlock, as I said, knockoff of Scion and For Honor, but there's other parts of like what I love.
Yeah.
And there's things that make him different, and there's things that make him mine. Even though, and like there's people will all see him differently than I see him, and I understand that. That's fine, cool. That's why I say on my birthday, I want a parody day. I want to see
Oh, that will be interesting.
how you all. That's what I want for my birthday. I want you all to make a parody of my character. It can be funny, it can be serious, whatever.
I already have ideas.
I will make
Anyone-
one who has a stump for every limb, including your head.
Anyone watching it now, in the future from Roll Pages, do that. Go ahead. If you're not a member of Roll Pages, October 5th, go ahead. There you go. October 5th. There's your due date.
Mark it on your calendar.
I'm just picturing Seamus from Family Guy now. It's just
You know, almost.
My father was a tree.
I thought it was a joke.
Fucking, because I like WWE, he has Drew McIntyre's Claymore kick. He actually does like the whole running up and kicking the person in the face with both his feet.
Boot.
Boot to the head.
Because
Goblins.
I like WWE.
Goblins.
So that's
Later,
another
Kita.
thing.
Good night.
Night, Kita. Yeah.
Bye, Kita.
October 5th. Make fun of me. I'm giving you the right. I'm giving you permission to make fun of me. On
I'll keep
October
that in
5th.
mind.
We make fun of you every day. Don't worry.
Nah.
Well, I know you do.
You do the same to me. It's part of our relationship.
I would be disappointed if you didn't.
That's why for the birthday it'll be all serious.
Chupacabra de Benito will never back down.
El Guerrero Senior.
I think my favorite thing about that we came up with as a joke is just Chupacabra does not speak. He just makes jaguar noises, and then you interpret what you want.
And El Guerrero Senior actually isn't a father. He just thought it sounded cool.
I just walk into a bar.
I'm doing the better
Why
now
did you
than
say
I
that
did.
about their
Yeah,
mother?
right.
My phone's gonna die if I don't want to check the top.
There,
Bleeding. Fluff is bleeding.
Fluff?
I guess I'm bleeding. Oh well.
What did you
Yeah.
do?
Scratch a scab or something.
That's all I've ever done in RP. Is I've taken something that I love and I made it my own.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all. That's all you really need to do to be a successful RPer. Is take something you love, make it your own.
Yeah,
Make
that's
your
like,
own thing. Create your own thing.
Yeah.
Show who you are. We all know who Miyazaki is. We all know who any director is, any actor is. We know that.
yeah.
We want to know you. We want to see what you can do. So do that.
And don't worry about the hate mail.
On again. Yes.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah,
I do.
you're gonna get dirty messages. You're gonna get people who hate what you do.
There are elitists
Trust me.
everywhere you go.
Yeah.
I've been told to drink bleach. I've been told to shoot myself. I've been told that they hope I get AIDS. I've been told that they hope I get my child taken away.
Oh, there's a.
I've been told a lot of fuck shit.
I've
care.
been told that
Don't
I was
let it
a
get-
twisted fuck psychopath, and that very same person now tries to emulate me.
Ellie, you do that on the regular.
But like, people are gonna not. No, you're not gonna impress everyone. Not everyone's gonna like what you do.
Yeah.
Not everyone's gonna like your writing.
Unless you're me.
Just
Goddamn.
put yourself.
No!
He's back.
Okay.
thought we lost
Drop my
him.
phone on my foot. Actually, that fucking hurt.
Big oof.
Show who you are. That's my biggest thing. Show who you are.
You are
Put
my
yourself.
son, the one true king.
And I think we lost him on,
On that note, yeah.
I'm sorry.
You guys are both drunk, are you?
Oh, good night, Kaylor.
Good night,
Bye.
Kayla.
Good
We're
night.
actually gonna close out.
5:30 in the... Where are you?
Let's let him get back
he's
before we
in the UK.
close out.
Ah, that would explain a lot.
We're gonna close off here anyway.
Yeah, good time, I think.
Yeah. Let him get back so we can say goodbye.
Well, he's still in, so I can't.
Oh,
Okay,
there he
now I
goes.
just popped out. I gotta wait
Okay.
for him to
Yep.
come back in.
We just have to wait.
There he is.
All right. There we go.
Why won't you die?
Welcome back to your.
Anyways.
Yeah, we're gonna close out
Thank
soon
you.
anyway, so figure we get
All right,
pull you back in for.
I'll get this thought out then, and I'll be done. As I said, we've seen J.J. Abrams' version of Star Wars. We've seen George Lucas' version of Star Wars. Do your own thing. Don't do their version again. Do something else. Do something else.
One of
But
these
make it
things
yours.
just doesn't belong here.
Just stand by it and make it yours. Make it your own thing. We've seen countless versions of Batman, countless versions of Superman. Don't make Batman and Superman. Make something else.
You'll
Make
see
something
lots
better.
of vampires, but are all these vampires thick and lesbian? No, do your thing.
We have
Give them
criteria.
saber teeth.
You must meet
Have them
them.
eat corpses when they're done. Have fun.
Oh, that's
There is a Futanari succubus barbarian on roll pages, okay? Do whatever the fuck it is you want. Make it your own. Stand out. Be crazy. Be weird. Not everyone's gonna love it. Not everyone's gonna care.
Wait, there's another one
Okay.
beside me?
Yes. Yes, there is.
Really?
Bread along,
Things exist besides me? I feel like I've been issued a challenge. Let's go!
bread
There
along
can be
sword.
only one.
Bread
There
along
can
sword
be
is
only
could-
one.
Brett Alonso was cursed.
the king of kings.
God damn.
Are you the game? Is it all about the game and how you play it?
I won't be easy till I'm killed by
I lost it.
Damn it.
You're welcome.
So we're gonna run
So
the end
many
credits
times-
now.
All that being said,
So
be on
many-
the lookout for a shadow character. He'll be coming up within the week.
Oh, fuck yeah. I'm excited for that.
Yay.
New blood!
I'm excited for
Oh.
whatever is going on.
New blood! Blood for the blood
Yeah.
god!
Yay for
Yeah,
I'm
so
God.
if you want to put out a challenge, that's Bretta Longsword for you there, Fluff. Bretta Longsword was cursed by a satyr, so she has a penis, and then cursed by a succubus,
Is she?
and so she's horny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's actually very well done.
Cass
I
had
love
a few
it. I love
run-ins
their
with her.
profile.
I wouldn't have
I
even
love-
noticed. That's brilliant. That's the best
love
way to
the
do that for the
profile.
character. It doesn't come up until you need it.
On that note, I think.
Otherwise, the most inconvenient time.
Yeah.
On that note.
Thank you guys for having me.
Oh yeah,
Thank
definitely.
you for being here.
Thank you.
One more shout out to Kilted Gamer Media.
Kilted
Yes.
Gamer Media.
Kilted
people.
Gamer Media, we will
Follow
link
us.
them.
Join the pantsless minority.
Join the pantsless minority today. I will have a Kickstart soon. The Kickstarter will be to help things not to do in a kilt, but I'm doing it anyways.
Oh yes, I've already talked about that. But yeah,
Yeah,
we're send me both those links and we'll put them in our
Yeah,
description
and
for
you-
YouTube. So
Yeah,
people can find
you can find them on Unlockable Content's YouTube page. Unlockable Content. And this has been Team Unstreamable for Roleplay Rants.
Roleplay Rants, roll credits. Ding, 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 ding,
Very
ding,
nice.
ding. No, I legit have a roll credits thing for this.
That's beautiful.
It's great.
Not match pizza or alcohol.